Welcome to Exposure. I'm your host, Steve Rodojev. This is the show where we showcase local films with local filmmakers. We're here today with Clint LaForest. Clint, thank you for being on the show.
Of course.
How did you get your start in filmmaking?
Well, it was kind of a long process. I mean, I did go to college for visual communications at Bowling Green State University, but my focus at that time was web. But we still got a little bit of taste for everything in there. But when I got out of college, I actually went over to WGTE to work as a web developer, and while we were there, I got a taste of everything again. This time I met a lot of great filmmakers, and they kind of inspired me to get into it, but I didn't actually start to produce or direct or edit any type of real movies until my wife and I got a house, and someone was looking for a house for a Night of the Living Dead remake.
Oh, okay.
Here locally. And I was like, oh, all right, yeah, come on by, use our house, that's fine. And my wife got the bug a little bit, and I was like, all right, we can do this. I know some of the steps, and it's gone from there. It's back in 2015 we started the company, and it's grown and grown.
So you guys basically work together, you and your wife?
Yeah, all the time.
What kind of roles do you take on together?
So both of us have some role in production for any of the films that we're creating. And interestingly enough, that's actually what we're starting to be known for a little bit, and starting to help other filmmakers with is taking on some type of production task. But my writer is my wife.
Oh, okay.
So she has created a number of different works. Pi Day, Die Day, which a feature film we released in 2016, Shelved, another feature film we released in 2016. And she actually takes on writing a bunch of shorts now too, to try and hone her craft a little bit. Myself, I end up taking on editor, the principal editor for most of our films. Actually, up until this point, all of our films.
So Keepsake, that was a film of your work, but that's your editing. Talk a little bit about Keepsake. What's the film all about?
Well, with Keepsake, that was actually my first step into writing a film. And the entire basis of the film is actually a lot of experiences and a lot of fears I had in the experience of having a child. We had taken years and years to be able to even have a child ourselves, and then as it approached and as her due date approached, I noticed I was having a lot of fears about what would happen if she passed away, all of these little different things that were nagging at me. And I decided, well, I can't do anything about them. They're fears. So I'm going to write it. And in that experience, it helped me kind of get past some of those fears. But it also incorporates some of the other experiences we had, like trying to sell the car and to earn up money to be able to cover the costs of even having a child in the first place. And then it got me thinking about our experience of selling this car, and then, wait, this car is kind of a central character in our lives right now, trying to get that sold. And I know it's a big deal with Lindsey since it was hers, and she had inherited it from her father, who passed it down to her. And I noticed that I was starting to build a story in my head that actually centered around that car.
Yeah, you can actually tell when you watch the film, you really did center around the car mainly. There's another interesting aspect to your style of filming and your style of shooting. It almost seemed like the entire film was one continuous shot. Was that on purpose, or was that just like a happy accident, or just to go along with the writing and showing the fear and style and centering the car? Tell us a little bit about why you chose to make it look like a continuous shot.
It was totally on purpose. Let's start there.
Okay.
And the reason is there was only a couple different ways that I could actually make an inanimate object a character in a movie or in any type of film. And one way was to make it very central to the story. And the way to make it very central in this short amount of time was to just make the entire film around it. And since I was making the film around it, I needed some type of basis to kind of jump back and forth.
Let's take a look at Keepsake.
What I tell you, she is a beauty. I remember when I was a kid, I would be so excited just to ride in this thing when my grandpa would take me to get ice cream. Apparently he knew too since he left it to me.
Does it run?
Well, no, but I can definitely get it there.
It is a pretty car. I'm impressed it still looks this good.
That's the spirit. So what do you want to do for that?
I don't know.
You never know. Are you sure?
This is my 5th test, I'm sure.
Oh my god.
Welcome home, Freddie.
Yeah, now maybe we can get some sleep. Man, damn. This doctor says it's bad, man.
Damn. I hear it's expensive too. How you gonna pay for it, man?
I don't know, but I'll find a way.
Got this.